Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the Bulldog and the Ladybird. This one is an airbrush step by step. Now it's not a full step by step because the process on this picture just takes way too long. So what I've done is I've compiled it down so you get to see what you would go through when you want to create a sort of photorealistic piece and how you have to sort of layer it up and the techniques that you use, because in this piece you're going to see mistakes, corrections, a little bit of time lapse, but you'll get the idea on what you have to do when you go in on these real sort of detailed photo pieces and how you have to sort of build it up and the textures and the techniques that you have to use. So there's quite a bit in here, guys, that you're going to pick up and get some good tips from. The paper we're using today is illustration sheet, and I'm going to leave a link in the description to this product if you want to go down the sort of photorealistic route and do the textures and the erasing. It's a great one to work on. This one is 200mm square, so it is a small piece to work on, and we've got a border that I'm putting around this as well, so it's going to come in an extra 10mm all the way around. So we'll move in and we will crack on with the Bulldog and the Ladybird. Right guys, we're going to make a start. We've got the Infinity Keeve Dark, which is on the 02. This is full aluminium on this one, so it's really light. It's got a really nice soft trigger with this. So I'm just going to start a bit on the background. I'll put a bit of the prime masking round the Bulldog and the Ladybird and the bottom of his paw. So I'm just going to drop some brown in the back. It's like a dark brown, so we'll go over and make a pass with some FW mix. Little test on here. I'm just going to tone it down with this. I've not done absolute bang on colour matches. We're just going to go in and I'll do it in my own tones. And just do the same. You've not got to stress if you're starting out and worrying about getting the colours right. And if I mean, this might not turn out right, but we'll just give it a go. And that's what it's about, just having a go. So the infinity trigger on this is lovely. Just backing off, doing a nice even overlap. This is a lot darker around here. It is cold in the studio this morning, so the paints will be a little bit grainy. Right, we're just going to darken that brown up and give that a few seconds to dry on there, because this is the illustration sheet, so it's very slippy to work on. The background's just like a dark brown, so I've just gone in with the same brown and just put a couple of drops of black in it. A little bit dark around there. See, doing this dark background here, that's what makes the whiskers that you will scratch out pop, because you've got a dark background. So wherever you see a highlight, there'll be something dark surrounding it. So doing colour for me, it's not something I do a lot of, so I don't have loads of experience in doing colour stuff. I just sort of find a few tones and just go with it off the cuff, because absolute colour matching everything can take a lot of time. That'll do for the background. So give the brush a little clean through, and what we'll do is we're going to make a start over here, and we'll start the eye. We're going to start on this eye. I've got like a dark grey here. I'm just going to drop a little bit around the edge of this. Yeah, I reckon it'll do. Because around that eye, it's not really sharp. There's a sharp bit here. It sort of goes a little bit motley, so I may have to come back in on this. Now I'm going to go in with, it's hard trying to see what colours are there on this image. Let's just drop a little bit of black, sort of tight up to this edge. Just fog a little bit around there. I think that'll do, and a little bit here. I'm just going to drop a bit of brown in. This is like 200 mil square, so this is quite a small piece. Let's just do a little bit of that there. Drop this little bit in here. Looks like there's like a little faint bit there. Let's get a shield and make that a little bit more prominent around there. This is what you do, you just sort of chip away the little bits. Probably going to look a little bit different to what's on camera, on the image. Yeah, I think we'll go at that. Right, what I can do now is remove that mask. When you do stuff like this, you sort of, you gotta think your next step. It's one of them, where do I start next? I'm going to put some brown in here, I think, around here. And just flip this out. That's got to come up there. See, I'm missing lines as well that I've not put in. Up there somewhere. Let's just put that in there. There's a couple of... You just sort of see that spider in there. It's thin mix. Just going to drop a little bit of this in here. And some of that over the top, I think. Cool, spider in. This is what you get when I'm minimum triggering. See, this is where you got to start bringing your pressure down. But these don't work great, it's all or nothing. So you just, I'm not going to worry about it too much in here because it's dark. That goes down there somewhere. Probably need to go a little bit darker here. I'm just going to go darker in here. So let's see what this looks like up here. You're doing like little tiny little. It's going to look something like that, just darker behind. So this is just a trial up here. When you're looking at sort of a photograph, it's like there is so much going on. And it's like, how much do we need to pencil in? You know, it's knowing how much. I mean, I've not put enough stuff in. So a lot of this is sort of guesswork. Mine will look totally different. I think because I'm adding more. Let's just move a couple of these this way. See what this looks like. More tint. Let's go and drop maybe a little bit more. Trying. Different things. I mean, there is so many hairs along here, it's like, I'm having to put these in. To then go back over, and because I don't do this, there's probably other ways you can do it, you know. I'm just sort of going the way, well, I'll give it a go. Because I like to just go around and start putting big areas in when I paint. This, I have to contain myself onto one bit and then work out like that. The other dog that I did, I sort of flitted around it and painted it how I normally paint. And it was all sort of like this. Then it all just sort of came together. But this really slows me down. Let's put some of that in there. And up here. Ooh, see how thin that was? Blew out. You ain't got to worry when you're doing things like this, because it's all, you let the paint dry, it just gives you that tone change. It's nice if you get this sort of, because I've got to put a lot more paint down. Put a bit of that under there. Put a few more of them there. There's loads of overspray over here. It's because I've left this on and I shouldn't have done. People are going, you should have took the mask off. Look at that dirty mark on there. See, that's when things go wrong, guys. Look at that. Everyone's thinking, oh my god, how are you going to get out of that? I'm not worried, we'll get out of that. Don't worry about the dirt there. Because where that dirt's laid, it's in the creases coming down. That's his nose. It's a little bit whiter in here. Just trying to find my lines where I'm going. That's that piece. So that's that. That's coming down here. Let's put it in there. Let's just have another little play with this. I'm going to take these darker in a minute. And this is the beauty about this illustration sheet. You can just keep, if you don't like it, scratch it away. And I'm just putting a bit of brown in here to then like scratch it away. I don't know. New to me, guys. You know. Right, we're going to add a bit of grey. Let's go in with some grey. I'm just sort of building chunks of it up. Just put a bit of grey in here. Something like that down here. I think it goes a bit dark down here. It goes a bit dark under here. Let's just chuck a little bit of thing in here, down here. Let's drop a bit of that in here. See, and then I've got to like scratch into that, and it's like, right, jumping too far ahead. What colour shall we go for now? Because there's like that many colours just in that bit there alone. It's like, let's colour match and isolate every colour. This is what takes time, guys. It's like, Jesus Christ. There'd be like 150 bottles lined up. If you were to mirror match every single tone on this thing, it'd be like, Jesus. Right, we've got some weirdness going on here. I can get it. I've got to do some fancy stuff around here. Let's just drop a little bit of that there. This is going to be a bloody nightmare. I know we've got to go a lot darker, but I don't want to go. Yeah. Bulldog that looks like it's been in a room in a ring with Mike Tyson. It's like, yeah, you got a black eye, mate. rather play with this bottom section in here. It's, yeah, let's put a few more in here because we have got some brighter ones. Right, let's pull this back out. I'm going to go a different way about this. Well, same way probably. I'm going to have to try and go. There's so many bloody colours going on in this bit here. It's like, oh, shit. You know, oh look, you can erase paint back. Comes off really easy, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. No. Does it? No, it doesn't. Right, I've got to try and do something with this and just try and bring it back. Don't know how. There's just too much going on. Bulldog's like, what are you doing, mate? I don't look like this. You look how I want you to look, Mr. Bulldog. Something like that. Right, let's just get a line in here. Go on, Bennett. Scratch. Something like that. Oh, we're back to square one. God. There's just... Once I get by this bit, let's give him these big eyelashes again and start again. It's like in your mind you go, yeah, I know what I need to do, I know how it looks, and then it's like, fuck, how do I create it? Right, we need to get a little bit, gotta get something going on with this bloody eye. Is it getting there? I don't think it is. Oh, right, I'm going to come over here and I'll just... I'm going to tint back over again in a minute. Right, let's go for brown now and just drop a bit down in here. We're going to put some more of these in and then we're going to tone again. Go on here. Let's just create some weirdness. You can just keep playing around. What colour we got? It's like, I've got brown, where can I stick a bit of brown? Where do we need a bit of brown? Let's just doff a bit here. And up here. Yeah, all that actually, let's just chuck it in there and let it all puddle up. Leave it. It'll dry down. We'll get there. Just going to go for a little bit there. And down in this crease, I think. Just chuck a bit down. Get a bit of colour down. Let's chuck a bit there. Drop a bit there. Yeah. I'll get another tone in here. It just throws you. I know they say walk away, come back with fresh eyes. Fresh eyes? Jesus. Right guys, a little pause and a little chat. I've added a few more textures in around here, and you just go in here adding textures. I dropped a couple of the whiskers coming out just to show you what it looks like, because you're just cutting into that paint, and that's what you're doing on this. You're sort of dropping a bit of paint, you're adding loads and loads of textures, putting a bit more paint down. It's backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. So we've got this bit here to work in. I'm going to start working the darks in on the nose. Start bringing these darks in here, then we can start dropping the pinks in, and then just do a very light dark over here, and then you're just cutting in, because everything's with the scalpel on this to create all these little hairs. There's not like much erasing. A little bit in this, I'm going to try and get it in on this grey around here around the nose, little dot marks for his nose, but a lot of it is just like the whiskery type little hairs. It's more orange on the actual TV screen, it's more orange in here, so I'm going to rework up in here a bit later, a bit more in here, a bit more bright orange. But he's looking more like an older dog, like a Bulldog should look, because they get them sort of tones in the fur. So I think the colours on mine, if I continue it with them colours and then bring the pinks in, it'll all come together. And it's just thinking that it will come together at the end if you just keep sort of following your steps. If I just follow the steps that I did for that across here, you'll get it, you know. As long as you don't go too dark too quick. There's times on these things like when you're doing this, you've got to put the block colour down, you've just got to block it out and just go for it, you know. It won't absolutely, every hair has not got to match the reference. It really has. As long as you got somewhere your key points are in, like where the eye is and the key bits, you can add more. It just makes it more lifelike if you just add. So I'll have a little pause, and I'm just going to jump on a bit, and then I'll catch up with you in a minute. Right, there we go, we got it down in the end. I did cut a lot out of that, there was loads of huffing and chuffing along the way, but you got to see what I sort of went through to create this, and we just spent a lot of time just in here alone, just on the eye, and then bringing that down. Then you've seen the time lapse where we dropped the nose in, and then I had to do all these bits, sort of did them off sort of camera, but you're following the same sort of process. When you start to work it in, where we work the eye in, I just sort of followed them techniques that I was using, and layering it and scratching it away and rebuilding it, and just worked down to create it, and we got it down in the end. So a long process. They do take a long time, guys, and it's really good to do your, if you're working from a reference print, do your colour matching. Go in, mix your colours, and get all your colours mixed and in little pots, sort of like little pots like that. If you're mixing your colours, I just went straight on the fly and just grabbed a load of colours that I've already got pre-mixed and thought, right, held them up to it and went, yeah, we'll go with that, I'll make that work, and I'll make that work. A little bit longer process, but we got it down. The brush, brilliant. Really, really nice brush to work with. Very light in your hand, which was good for this piece because this piece did take quite a while. So it's really nice to use. Great Infinity. H&S do some amazing brushes, guys, they really do. I'll leave a link in the description to the Infinity Keeve if it is still available, but I think you can still get the Chameleon, which is aluminium. So if you're after an aluminium brush, I think you can still pick up the Chameleon, which is at full aluminium, so it's the same brush, just different colour combo. Other things, links in the description to my paints that I use, the illustration sheet, any bits that I've used today I'll drop in the description. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and picked up a few tips along the way that's going to help you out on your journey. Drop your comments, tell me your thoughts, like, share, subscribe. It always helps the channel, guys, and I will see you lot in the next one. Thanks for watching.